Hello and welcome to TrapGamez. I'm Dan. Today I'm going to show you how to spawn certain items that have an inventory. Also a little bit of checking on them. That's a little bit of an experiment of mine. So we'll start first with the two entities, which is a hopper card with inventory and a minecart, which just basically uses the /summon command to spawn in these minecarts. I will go over the MBT data tag you need to enter to actually get inside some of these inventories. So what do we have more? This goes as a block 54, 54, yes. A furnace and a chest doesn't work. Please note that inventory of ender chest only is being carried around by players, not by chests. A dispenser, a hopper, a dropper, and as last a brewing stand. Though it looks like it has potions inside, but it actually has stone inside and a piece of rail. And the great thing is, if you actually already spawned it and it's empty, you can fill it. Voila. Now, a little bit about these chest cards and how these all work. They all have a certain amount of slots in the inventory. A hopper card has 5, but the actual assigned ID of the slot is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically the amount of the slot you want. Like if this is 1 and subtract 1 from that, then the slot is 0. So this is 0. This should be this slot 27 goes from left to right. This should be 27 minus 1 is 26, and the command you can also see on the end actually says slot 26 there. Chests also work with trap chests, and these are almost the same. Cauldrons are actually not doesn't have an inventory. It has a data value where it's determined on how much something holds. So a little bit about testing and something interesting I found. You simply use the test for block. It's looking for the block above this command block, and actually looking for, as you could hear, once it's true, it will play the sound. It found a brewing stand, which is the ID of 177, and has a data value of 3. Now, if I actually destroy this, and I push this again, you can see the comparator is off, so it was false. And in here, in the output, you can actually see what the actual block was. So, the actual block is a tile of air, and it expected a brewing stand, which it did not find. Now if we just place, I think, oh, got it, a normal brewing stand, like so, and play it, it doesn't work. This one doesn't have the right data value. So really, if we would just look at the data value of 0, expected 3, click, and now we succeed. Then I tried looking for items inside, so I was looking for 64 stone in the first slot. When I press it, it doesn't work. I've tried a lot of these things and I just don't seem to get it working, because it's not actually saying what I'm doing wrong or what the actual MBT keys are. So I don't have a clue how to do this. However, it's very easy to look for an empty inventory. This one looks for an empty inventory in the hopper, and if you remember, it's still full. We'll take an empty, and if we press now, there we go. I'll explain a bit later how that works. A second interesting thing is I think this works on all inventories, but if you see the word count, it's the amount of items you want on that slot. If I now say 900, sorry, like 200, delete this. Now we have a new one. We have one here that doesn't say anything. However, this one has 900. This one has 200 in it, because in normal survival this will go on for infinite. Basically it's seen as an infinite item, and that's pretty interesting because you can easily give players this way in survival infinite amount of certain blocks. This can also be done up to 999, and the interesting thing is, if you actually do 127, take this one out. The last time I did this, when you picked it up, you could actually see the amount that was inside. Guess it doesn't work now anymore, but this works for all of them. I think I did test it, but not with all. So a little bit about the data tags you can use. Let me just have this nice black background. So what you basically do is, when you start an MBT file, you start with curly brackets, and then you start, for the inventory, you start with items, and then the double point. Then you start a square bracket, and then for the first slot you want to fill, curly bracket again. There's a lot of brackets in this one. And then you basically say, in which slot does it have to be? Well, as I said, let's say we talk about the chest, so the last one is number 26. We want to set the count, the amount of it, so we'll set to 64, which is a stack. Then comes the ID. It doesn't have to be in this particular order, you can do it any way around. If you do not fill anything that you want, the system will fill it in for yourself, but it will do it on default, and that is 0. So if you don't fill in the count will be 0, and the item does not exist. If you do 0 on slot, and so on and so on and so on. So the ID 1 as in stone, and then you can do a damage value, capital D, damage, and you can type in something from 0 to 15 in here. This basically allows you to set a data value, and then once you're done, you use the curly bracket, the other curly bracket to close, and if you want to start another slot, press comma and start again. So slot 0, count, capital C, for some reason very important, 999, ID is 5, and well, we don't want to damage, so we're done. Then once you're done with your assigning all your slots, you put a square bracket on the end and another curly bracket, and then you're done. Do note you have to do this in command blocks. I'm using a book because it looks better than in a command block. But now I can actually show you. So we'll do a hop card. So we have here items, square brackets, we open, we say count, well, let's do count of 31, we'll give the ID to 35, which is, what was it, wool, on slot, I don't know, 14, and we'll give it a damage value of 15, which is the command back. Oh, to skip to the right, and we'll keep that. Now if we summon this, I think something is, oh yeah, sorry, this is not a chest card. So 14, as you see, didn't work, my mistake. The highest number is 4. Oh, oh look, here. Here's 31 black wool, and then we have it, another 31, and that's basically how that works. And I don't know for this one, for testing the inventory, I've tried a few things, but I haven't been able, and I would really love to do this, because you could just have a chest in the air and actually check. Basically, if you can check also on the amount of blocks on a space, you can basically have people write stuff inside chests. So I think a little bit more space. I don't know, I'll do, like they have to draw this, for example, and if it's just one block out because it doesn't have the right MBT keys, the statement is false and they cannot progress until they actually have managed to produce this picture or those words or whatever you want. And that's actually the purpose of trying to look inside of the inventory, but for some reason I'm not succeeding. And just let me know if you find it. And I hope you like this, and I'll talk to you later. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments, I'll try to answer them. And I think this was it. Goodbye.